On our morning show today from WRCO, in the studio we have Josh Kleinsasser. His brother Dante Kleinsasser is here, and we're talking about a business in the area, but also a benefit and how money can come back into the community, and also a little bit about Josh's story. You may remember it a few years ago, but we're going to talk a little bit about, refresh your memory about what Josh has gone through. Josh, we appreciate you coming into the morning show studios today.
First off, I want to start with thanking the community and my Aunt Rebecca Wallman, John Schweiger, and Mick Cosgrove. They really helped promote the benefit they had for me a few years ago, and also my parents who helped at that event. I want to thank them and the rest of the community for all the help they gave me a few years ago when I had my bone marrow transplant. It was, and I had to do chemo and all these other things. I really appreciate everything the community has done for me.
Tell us a little bit about your ordeal and how old were you when you went through this medical problem?
So I got first diagnosed with something called aplastic anemia when I was 16 years old. They told me pretty much if it didn't get fixed, I would pass away, and I had to get somebody that was 100% match for my bone marrow to get the procedure done to replace my bone marrow with somebody else's. And I also had to kill off my bone marrow by doing chemotherapy. So I did one round of chemo and then did the bone marrow transplant, and it worked. It turns out, to bring it back a little bit, my brother was 100% match, so he gave me some of his bone marrow so I could survive.
Which brother was that?
Damian Kleinsasser.
Okay.
He's going to college right now for engineering at Platteville, civil.
Wonderful. You look pretty healthy today. Is that the case?
Yes, it is. It's actually kind of interesting. I looked healthy back then, too. One of the things about aplastic anemia is it's most seen in kids that are very healthy and very young, too. Usually in their teenage years are the ones that are most affected.
Dante, you were pretty young when this all took place. What do you remember about it?
There's a lot going on. I remember my family, when my dad first came and told us, I remember Josh got very sick, and we kind of messed around with him because we didn't assume it was anything serious. And my dad actually came and said Josh could have cancer. And when he said that, that just really hit me because we've been in each other's life like our whole lives. So just the thought of maybe losing him was very hard for me because, you know, we spent so much time together. And then, but when it actually went down and how much of the community just came to back him up, that was just very encouraging to see.
Yeah, some benefits for him. And
all
things.
that was just amazing. In our church especially, we've gone to the same church our whole lives. They donated so much. They put in so much time, so much effort. And I'm just happy he got through it, you know.
I'm guessing a lot of prayers were made on his behalf. Correct?
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on that time. And just like, because we also at the same time, exactly at the same time, there's also Ben Hipsch.
Yeah.
Who went to Ithaca. He was going through cancer, chemo, and then Josh was going through it. And I've never had to experience anything like what they've gone through, but it just should not be taken lightly when it's going down. And I think the community was very good at not taking it lightly.
It is a really big deal, and really, it was a crazy ordeal because, especially, there's a really low chance that somebody would even be 100% match, even like a sibling. I actually had two. I didn't mention my sister was also 100% match, Jewel, and it was really a miracle what happened. Just the fact that I had two siblings that were 100% matches when it's actually a really low chance that even one would be, and I really give thanks to God in that. And it did not look good there for a while. The chances were they didn't really look good in my favor for a time, but thanks to God, we did. I say we made it through because of how many people were backing me. It wasn't just me going through it. It really felt like the whole community was backing me, and God really helped me through this. Yeah.
Was it hard to stay upbeat and positive? Did you have any trouble with that?
I would be lying if I said it was easy to stay upbeat. There were definitely times and where my parents or somebody, one of my friends, would have to pick me up because I was really down. But to be honest, I really never got too down, I guess. I was almost the whole time. I never realized until like after the fact how serious it really was, because I was pretty fired up during that time, because they told me what I had to do to, I guess, stay healthy, and you got to take this, you got to do this, and like they were framed it in such a way that like it made me seem like if I do this, I can survive, I guess. So it had me really fired up. But there were definitely times where it did seem grim, and again, I give thanks to God for building me up and helping me through that.
Sometimes when you're going through a major medical thing like that, it's quite the ordeal. And I think looking back on it, maybe it's more scary than when you're going through it sometimes.
It really is, because when you're actually inside what you would call a storm, I guess, it's hard to see outside of it. I guess, so you're kind of inside this bubble of you're just trying to make it through, so you don't actually realize how bad it is, because you're really singularly focused on just making it through. You're not thinking about how bad. You're not thinking about what kind of consequences this will have if you do make it. So yeah, and then after the fact, when you really do have time to reflect, it's very it's a great building moment in your life if you can really reflect and take lessons away from it. It's a very good. It's not all bad, is what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. Especially when you go back and reflect on it.
Right, and you've turned it into a positive then, because you're able to create a business. And can you tell us about that?
Yeah, Zeal Fit is the fitness company we came up with. We want to inspire people to be able to live a more healthy lifestyle, and we want to also use some of the proceeds to give back to people that were going through similar things that I was going through. I think it's very important that people that went through something that, especially people that were going through something that's similar to what I went through, know that they have somebody that's helping them, somebody that's backing them up, somebody they can count on. And I want to be that for a lot of people. It is the point behind the business.
Tell us about the significance of the name.
Zeal. I was reading the Bible. I had already thought of some and just looked into some different names for the business. But then I was reading the Bible, and I read it in there. It said to stay zealous for God, stay zealous for the Lord Jesus Christ. And what it meant in the passage was, you need to, the Lord will give you the strength, Jesus Christ will give you the strength you need to make it through hard times. And that's what zeal stands for, is that he will give you the strength to make it through hard times. And that's what I'm trying to portray here, is that I want to show Jesus Christ's love through my life and through my business. That's what I want to do, and that's what it means.
Tell me about the products that you offer.
Right now, we are selling sweatshirts. We have plans to sell shirts, shorts, a plethora of different clothings. Right now, we are planning a giveaway that we're going to do on our website and our Instagram. We're also planning potentially some events in the future, some charity events. So if you're listening to this, I would look out for that. But yeah, we plan on doing mostly clothing as the actual products for now.
Dante, are you kind of his pitch man then?
Yeah, I pretty much just get done whatever he needs to get done. Like, try to get him an interview, try to get his name out there. I post a lot of his products on my social media. I'm running some social media accounts, just one of them. The other one's run by his aunt, who's been helping a lot. And I just try to do whatever I can to just get his name out there, because I feel like it's very important. Like he was talking about earlier, zeal is not, to me, when you say that, I just think about, it's not just being like strong in something, but for him, people like Josh, Ben Hitch, what they've gone through, and to survive what they did, they need real, like what he said, they got to be zealous, I can't even imagine going through that. I know I'd be down, but for them just to get through that's amazing. And I think that's what he's really trying to show through his brand, and just help people and show other people how they can be zealous and get through what they're going through.
That'd be tough for you because you're going through it with your friend Ben Hipsch and your brother as well, pretty much at the same time. And for somebody that young, it's kind of hard to deal with it, isn't it?
In that situation, Ben, we got a lot of updates on Ben, and I try to be in contact. We played a lot of video games together. I think that's what really helped him. We just his friends playing with him, and it was hard to say, but I don't think I could really grasp that situation. Really thought, since I wasn't going through it, I don't really think I could really process, well, they could die. Because I didn't get to see all the stuff they had to do. So it wasn't really about how I was feeling, but just them surviving.
What grade are you in school, Dante?
I'm a senior.
And what are you thinking about doing next year?
After high school, I'm going to MATC, Madison Area Technical College for Criminal Justice, and hopefully become something in law enforcement.
That's interesting. So anything inspire you to want to do that?
Actually, Josh was a pretty big inspiration on that because he was going for that before he got caught up with all this stuff, and he wanted to become law enforcement. And I've looked up to Josh a lot in my life, and so that was just something I thought I could also be good at.
Great. Looking at possible community events, so you talked about maybe a basketball thing. So I guess stay tuned for more announcements on that. Is that correct, Josh?
Yeah, we are planning potentially a basketball tournament in the future. Some other events as well that I'm not gonna say much about, but mostly the basketball tournament right now. We are planning on doing something like that with a grand prize and everything, and we want to also give back to the community. And when we do it, it should be a pretty help to everybody involved.
Great. So you plan to give some proceeds back and maybe for some people that are going through some of the same things that you've gone through.
Yeah. It'll be a charity event. Exactly. We plan on doing something. A lot of teams, getting a lot of the people in the community involved. All around a good cause. And like I said before, what we try to stand for is staying zealous for Jesus Christ, because we want to bring and talk about His name and give glory to Him is what we're trying to do.
And you guys are both pretty active in your church, aren't you?
Yeah, we actually both just got back from a trip to the Philippines. We have some friends over there that run some churches over there, and we went to visit them. Yes, mm-hmm. It was a very good experience. We went to some, I would say, interesting places there. Definitely interesting, and it definitely makes you think.
Right. Any place where you were a little bit scared to be at, Dante? Yeah,
so the Philippines, it's a very interesting country. Even when you're in the nicer parts, they call it, even right next to it, it's poor, nice, poor, and they warned us there. We had to have people with us all times around us, depending where we were, because just the crime there is very high. And then we also went to places where everybody just stares at you because they've never seen anybody of a different race. And because they're so poor, they can't travel, they can't go anywhere. It's actually very sad to see how other people in the other world live, and we should just be grateful for where we live. And that's really what I took away from that.
So did you do some work there then?
So what we did was our church went there. Our church is called Grace Life Church Richland Center. It's over by the fire station. But what we did was we went to the different churches planted by the same church that we're called Anchored in Truth Ministries. So we have a church here. We teamed up with them, and we got churches in the Philippines. So what they did, they went around preaching to those churches and then going door to door preaching to people.
The welcoming was pretty warm, actually. Uh-huh. A lot of the people would welcome you into their homes to talk. There was very few people who actually turned you away. It's actually very interesting. They have a very strong Catholic presence over there. So actually, there's a lot more Christians over there than you would first expect.
Okay, great. So you feel like you made a difference when you went there, Dante?
I feel like a lot of people, even not just talk about me, but like people in our church, I think they made a difference in people's lives. And every church over there that so far there's been, was there 5 now? I think there's around 5, and they just keep growing each year. They go almost every year. my dad, who's pastor of church, goes a couple times a year too to visit all of them. They have a pastors conference, and how far people go for Jesus over there in their churches is just amazing. And me and somebody from the other church went to talk to this one guy, and I specifically hope he listened to what we had to say, because we got a message like 2 weeks later that he died after we talked to him. He was an older man. He had just had a stroke, and he didn't look like he had much left. But I just hope people like that, because we don't know how much longer we have.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how we're not promised tomorrow, you know? So we really just got to accept what was been said to us and just work with what we got.
Yeah, well said. So do you dream at night about some new products you'd like to feature in the Zeal line there, Josh?
I do, and yes, I do. And we also we do have a lot more things in store. We have a lot more things already that are developed and ready to go. But yes, we do plan on doing a lot more with that. And also on the website, zealfit.org, we have my stories up there. So if you want to read the full thing, it's up on my website. Again, zealfit.org. You can read through that. And we're selling just sweatshirts right now. But we do plan on doing shirts, anything that has to do with working out. We plan on doing. We already have it. A lot of it developed. We're ready. We're ready to go.
Awesome. Bobbleheads? You have those?
Once I find out a way to make them usable for working out, yeah.
Might get a Phil Knee bobblehead.
There you go. I might endorse that. That's awesome. Thanks for coming in today, guys.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, thank you for giving us this opportunity.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Yeah, and thanks for what you do. Keep up the good work. Josh Kleinsasser and Dante Kleinsasser joining us here on this portion of the morning show.